this is how you know acting is all BS. The fact that somebody who's never been trained in it, who's never done it, their first project, their first anything, can win the most prestigious award for that thing.
Yeah, because you're looking for a fresh vision. You're looking for some kind of fresh take. The thing that drives me bonkers is when somebody on a set, or like if we're doing pre-pro on something, somebody
Pre-po?
pre-production.
Pre-production?
We're doing pre-production on anything, or we're
Pre-production for the know people.
or we're coming on for coming up with a shot list.
Yeah.
Like my whole thing is when somebody, I'm gonna stand like I'll stand like one of those reptilian dude leaders.
Yeah.
Every time they're at a podium, they're like this.
Okay. Your whole thing is?
My whole thing. What am I talking about? My whole thing
Acting.
is acting, and that's acting. Scene. My whole thing is that if you're gonna say you can't do that, then you're no longer a part of my team. Like if we're doing a pre-pro and we're coming up with the idea and the visual, and somebody goes, "Oh, it breaks the 180-degree rule," I'm just like, "All right, you're fired. I'm out."
It's what I have an issue with anybody that works here. Not anymore, but like the why. Hey,
Why?
we should do this. Why?
Why?
It's like why to understand how to do a thing. I get. Why? Because you want to better understand the vision. I get. Why? Because I don't really want to do it.
You're out.
Get out of here.
Yeah, like
You're being a scunch.
do you think that shows like
Scotch and Friends.
Scotch and Friends?
That could be the podcast name.
Do you think Euphoria?
Never seen it.
Okay, so Euphoria is a show that on a just baseline looking at the plot, it's not something that I would jump to.
I tried to watch an episode because I love Zendaya. I think
great.
she's super talented. I think she's gorgeous. Now that I know she's like in her late 20s versus, I think like
Wasn't she a TV star or something? I don't know.
I think she's
didn't
at
even know
Disney. She did like a music career, but
I never
the thing
heard
is
of her
like,
till The Greatest Showman or whatever.
well, but the thing is like she's been like 14 for like the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So you're like,
it's because of the adrenochrome.
can I fight? I don't know what that is.
Well, this will never get views on Instagram now.
It's like I don't. But I get it's like I don't really follow. I don't know what I'm getting at.
I understand what you're saying. You didn't
she's
watch it.
She's incredibly talented, incredibly gorgeous, all those things. And I tried to watch an episode.
Couldn't get into it?
But I can't relate to
The drugs.
Well, I
the
can't
other
relate to
stuff.
that, but I can't relate to a bunch of teenagers. Oh, my life is so horrible. Let's have a lot of sex. Let's do a lot of drugs. It's like what I wouldn't give, just to be real. Where's the key? What I wouldn't give to go back to high school and have no issues and have no responsibilities. And all I have to do is go to class and play football and maybe sing in the choir, maybe do show choir. I would love that. Caveat, I think social media is probably rotting out the brains of all kids these days.
Oh, 100%. Well, there's this expectation too. But well, hold on. I need to say this. This is important.
Euphoria.
I think.
We're talking about acting.
Okay. The creative process. Like, so when somebody says something doesn't work or something, oh, you can't do that, or there's this rule, and you can't make that color. If everything has to be cohesive, blah, 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 blah. I lose my mind because I agree to extent on the set, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's been times when I've been on set and my shooter has disagreed with me. And typically those disagreements are behind closed doors, but in certain aspects they're not. And they say, hey, this isn't going to work. And because I'm not really committed to the vision, perhaps it's like a music video, or say it's something that's not like my heart's in it. Not that my heart's not in it. I give my very best effort, but there's a difference between putting your heart into something and your effort. But hold on, let me finish this because otherwise I'm just rambling. My problem is when they say that, and then I see shows like Euphoria, I see shows like Winning Time that have these crazy visuals that make no sense.
Right.
And they're getting all of the recognition and all of the acclaim because of how out of the box their thinking is. And I look back at over the years, the ADs, the cinematographers I've worked for who have like, unbeknownst to them, just killed my creativity and my vision, unbeknownst to them, and actually set me back on craft in general.
Right.
Like, and that's the problem. People aren't thinking of craft. They're thinking of how do I get the day done? They're not thinking of the craft of how can we make something that no one's seen before.
Well, that's the thing. from a business owner and who's new to the, and that's what we talked about this about a month ago about the whole the taking an entrepreneurial spirit into the media production side of things, that, you know, taking that non-approach, you know, the new approach is I can't fathom not. So you have an idea, Mike has an idea. We're not shooting on film. We're shooting on digital.
To play.
Shoot both.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
then
get it. Yeah.
let's see what works in the edit. So like in that situation where it's like, well, I have an idea. Well, that's not a good idea. It's like it'll take 30 minutes to set up. It'll take 5 minutes to shoot. Let's just do it. What's the problem?
30 minutes to set up, 5 minutes to shoot, but it'll take years for the person who you said no to without trying to shake that thought of, oh, well, maybe I just don't have a
But it could be like
idea.
that one shoot we did a couple months ago where it's like a 20-minute discussion argument that basically just kills the creative mood of the shoot.
Kills the vibe.
Kills
It's
all
Will Smith
vibe.
slapping Chris Rock to suck the energy out of the room.
Or just like, yeah, okay, let's shoot that real quick, and then still shoot the thing that we wanted to shoot.
Yeah.
And I think the lesson there is still taking that yes and approach. You know, we touched on the why factor earlier. Don't do why, but instead do yes and improv rules. But taking that to the shoots instead. It's like, so if somebody has an idea, as long as it's not completely ridiculous, you know, just shoot it.
Yeah.
You know, mic it up, do a quick light. I mean, obviously for big budgets, you can't really do $1 million explosion every single time, but